Hello guys, welcome to our first podcast episode. My name is Jack, if you've not watched my videos before, and this is my co-host, Shannon, my sister.
Hello.
So today we are going to be talking about our first year into Magic the Gathering. We've both been playing for over a year now, and we just thought it would be fun to sort of just chat about our experiences, just in case there's any of you out there that are sort of like on the fence about playing, or, you know, you've just started playing and you kind of want to just get an idea of, you know, what a journey into the world of Magic the Gathering and Commander may look like. So, Shannon, what are we going to be talking about first?
So we're going to be talking about our year in Magic the Gathering, and we're going to start with what our thoughts towards Magic the Gathering and Commander as a format after a year of playing the game.
Okay, so do you want to lead things off here?
Yeah, I can do that.
So what are your thoughts of Magic the Gathering and Commander after playing for a year?
So I'm getting on with it a lot better now, for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
better now.
Now,
Okay.
yeah.
So if you haven't seen my video, Your First Pre-Con Matters, I did talk a little bit about Shannon's first little dilemma into the game. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. But we're going to get the first person's, you know, straight from the horse's mouth, as they say,
Yes.
in this. So Shannon's going to tell us about how that went. So your first experience with Magic the Gathering, tell the viewers.
So I'll kick it off with Commander. The format always has been the same. It's definitely, I knew that it was the format for me. I do like the whole casualness of the game. Mm-hmm. I'm competitive in like a fun banter sort of way, but I'm not competitive to the point where I'm really like serious and things like that.
Yeah.
I like to have a good time.
Yeah, I definitely like the casual aspect of Commander. For me as well, it's like the freedom of deck building, you know, because like you can build a deck. And that was the worst thing about playing other card games, right? Building a deck that you want to play with and then it sort of being irrelevant and know that you're at a just straight up disadvantage if you played that deck. And I'm such a huge fan of like the fact that that is not a thing in Commander. And like rule zero discussions exist. And now the brackets, with the bracket system now that exists, which makes like sort of balancing games a lot easier.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I had that issue when we used to play Card White Vanguard, where I would want to play with decks that I just didn't get round to doing. That was more at the beginning.
Yeah.
But because everyone was playing the latest decks to win, I couldn't play with the ones I wanted to, and it was just big.
Yes, the Gold Paladins.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
Just
Those were dark days.
Yeah, it just wasn't fun for me because I wanted to play with, what was it, Pale Moon or something at the time. But
Angel Feather.
But by the time like I built it, it was just too far gone.
Yeah.
But now I like that I can build decks that is suited to my personality and what I think is going to be fun, and I can still kick ass with it.
So tell us about these decks then, Shannon. What decks do you find fun and why? And what decks don't you find fun and why?
I'm very much green-white.
Okay.
I like lots of health and stompy creatures.
Okay.
Put it simply.
And what is it about gaining life and stompy creatures that you love so much?
I think one of the aspects is because I'm like really short and things. I like the idea of kind of, if you're a Fate fan, you'll know this character Ilya.
Yes.
With her giant berserker. I like the thought of like me who's really tiny with like a big like tree beard or hydra.
That's really cool, actually.
Creature. I
that is really cool with that analogy. I like that. I like that analogy.
I never told you that, but that is always my
Fate fans, let us know in the comments if you got that reference, because you guys are the absolute
you have to
truest.
Take a picture with Ilya if you can.
Oh, I could do, yeah. I will put up a picture of Ilya and Berserker.
Yeah, you have to see it, yeah.
And that is Shannon manifesting her inner Ilya when she plays Magic the Gathering. I never knew that. That's cool. Okay, that's awesome.
That's always my thought process when I play.
Okay, and what about the life gain? Why do you love gaining life so much?
I
Why do you like prolonging Commander games as long as you possibly can, Shannon?
Because A, I'm having good fun.
But,
B,
prolonging the fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also, I'm very much, I like to play things safe. I'm not too great with risks.
Yeah.
So I like
safety.
Yeah.
You like the safety. I just realised, well, we haven't introduced Lady to the viewers.
Yes,
this is Lady. This is our other co-host.
She's just kind of
Say hi. She's just here. She's chilling. Hey, say hello to the viewers. Yes. So, yeah, hopefully she won't be too distracting. But, yeah, maybe she'll help us get some viewers. Oh, yes, you can kiss my arm now. Okay, cool. So you like the safety aspect of, like, white? Like the protection and stuff like that?
Well, that, and also with the life gain. So for me, if I just know that I've got the 40 health then I'm very aware of losing it and losing my creatures, so I tend not to attack before I played with white. Whereas with white, I started to attack more things because I was like, okay, like, you know, I'll have like 60 life above. Like, it's not. I can
so you're not worried about getting a hit, okay, because you're over the life total, so you feel like you have life to spare.
Yes.
So when you have 40 life, you still don't think it's enough and you don't have enough life to spare.
No, I'm very afraid, and yeah.
Would you say your anxiety is what contributes you to liking to play white?
Yeah, so I have very high
So if you
anxiety.
suffer with anxiety, white
Play
is the
white.
colour for you. Okay, awesome. That's cool. So for me, decks that I'm a believer that all colours do have something to offer, but there are definitely colours that people will like sort of be drawn towards. For me, I've always loved black. The thing I love most about that colour is that I love the whole thing of you look like you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, so you kind of like confuse players in a way, especially if they're new. It's like, oh, why are they doing this to themselves? Why are they killing their own creatures? Why are they sort of making themselves lose life? Like, that's crazy. And for me, I get this like feeling of like, oh yeah, you know, like you don't even know what's about to happen. I think that's funny. It's like it sort of makes you like it's harder to work out. So I like that, and that's another reason why I like blue. I like the tricksy side of blue. Because I just like feeling like I'm like outwitting my opponent. I get off on that, you know. I'm like,
you like scaring us.
Yes, I like playing mind games.
Yeah.
For sure. So blue is also like a color that I really do enjoy, and when you merge the two, black and blue together, it's good fun. But I definitely love. There's something I love about all the colours, but I would say those are my colours that It's hard. I love huge animal lover. So that side of green and stuff is always going to appeal to me. But if we're talking strictly from a play style perspective, and not more like theme and stuff like that and flavour, I would say black and blue for sure is my thing. Especially like the knowledge thing of blue is what I love about blue as well. So I'd say those are sort of decks that I enjoy building, like a combo-y deck. Like my first deck was the Ahoy Mateys Precon, and that I feel is quite combo-y because at the start it doesn't feel like it's doing much, and then it just starts crazy out of nowhere, as opposed to like a deck where you're, say like if you're playing your trees, it's very abundantly obvious that you are a problem when you have a giant tree on the board with trample that's going to annihilate you.
Problem,
Yeah, so whereas me, I like this, he's just playing some crappy pirates, you know, he's not really doing much, and then suddenly I'm popping off and I'm stealing your stuff and I'm getting multiple combat phases and you're like, whoa, what the hell?
It does remind me of like your Yu-Gi-Oh! Cloudy days.
Yes, indeed. I just love doing weird stuff.
Scaring us.
Yes, indeed, Okay, cool. So that's like what decks you enjoy playing.
And also like the thoughts of like Commander the format. But,
So Commander as a format. So you've already mentioned that we've played other games before. So what is it about Magic the Gathering that sets it apart from those other games?
So with Magic the Gathering, this is where the journey for me is a bit more complicated. So for me, I like the idea of like Magic in terms of the whole fantasy IP and stuff like that, and I knew that I would enjoy it.
The aesthetics.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the game itself, obviously it has a Commander format, but the thing that I struggled with Magic at first is now no longer a struggle, but how complex it is to pick up. That was something that I had to adjust to.
Yeah, Magic is a complicated game. I'll tell you guys that right now, okay? If you're thinking about playing Magic and you've played other card games before, I promise you, Commander especially Commander, it's a whole different beast. The reason why Commander is more complicated is because you have 4 players usually that are playing, even if it's free. Like, you have so much to track, and because the games last longer, like, the cards are more complicated. They do crazy powerful things. Things are comboing off together, and it can just be like
the stack.
It's just understanding the stack and stuff, and that's a big thing about Magic. Why I love the game so much more than other games, like sort of like Vanguard, Lorcana, stuff like that. I think even Star Wars Unlimited, you can't really interact in other people's turns. Like the only other game I've ever played that you can interact in other people's turns is Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what I love. Like, come on, everyone loves like you activating my trap card, you know? Like that is such a big thing for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic has that, and not only has it, but really leans into it. And I love that. I love the fact that I can sort of just sit there and just, you know, play in my opponent's turns.
Magic, like the big game that I proper got into with my own like money and stuff like that was Card Fight Vanguard.
Yeah.
So it was a very big switch of that being very like simple.
Yeah. Like you can guard in Vanguard, but like you're not really playing in your opponent's
turn. It's like a lot
turn.
of luck involved and things.
The game itself, yeah.
Like it was a very, very simple format. Whereas Magic the Gathering, I had to be a bit more.
It's a whole different beast.
Think about other people, what they're doing, and not just focusing on myself. Something that I will say, I'm a very big fan of the Foundations set. For me, especially as someone who's, you mentioned in the video, I am autistic. And I think I highly recommend anyone who had the same struggles that I did to... One of the things is actually to get the playmat.
Okay.
The phases.
The nice one.
Yeah, because remember, we started off we kind of just did it where we had little papers.
Papers? Do we have papers?
I written it down like.
Okay.
For just a
the
short amount
phases.
of time, so
yes.
That's why you probably don't remember. I did it for a very short
No, I
amount of
do
time.
remember now because I was like, like you need to understand the phases because it's like, I don't know when I can do this. I'm like, you're in your untap phase, upkeep phase, main phase, battle phase, second main phase. You know.
So in front of my mat, like I kind of just had that, and I had a little counter to go from each phase. Whereas now there is a playmat that has the phases on, and it's all there for you on a nice playmat. I highly recommend that.
Yeah.
And just the set itself.
That's a good recommendation, actually.
Yeah. And then the set itself just has all like the simple, like effects.
Yeah.
Nothing long, not a bunch of instructions.
Yeah.
Just nice and simple. And like I said to you, with my deck building from now on, I will be including foundation cards.
So if someone's just starting out, what would you recommend that they buy? They've never played Magic before, ever.
Never played it. I would say, like you mentioned in the video, finding a commander deck that works for them.
So would you recommend that they start with a commander deck if they've never played Magic in their life?
Never played it in their life, like not the game.
Never.
Oh, okay, then no, that would be the Foundations Beginner box, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's how we're starting.
Yeah. Yeah, but we didn't start with the Foundations Beginner box, did we? So what did we start with?
We're like teaching people. Yeah, us two. Yeah. We started,
well, we'd played Magic before that.
Yeah. It depends on how technical you want to get, because in terms of the start of this year, it was the Lord of the Rings starter decks. But if you really want to get technical, we started years ago. Yeah,
like we had starter decks basically.
Yeah, but that's it. It didn't go further than that.
No, and not commander decks. They were just like standard decks. Yeah.
But even then, I had a Stompy green Hydras.
You did green blue. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of counters. Yeah.
Yeah. So familiarity is probably another reason why you probably like that. Okay, so they're brand new. They pick up the Foundations Beginner box. They like the game. Getting their first deck. So as someone who's chosen the deck that probably wasn't ideal for them.
Not for the first one, no.
What would your advice be to someone who's looking to pick the right... How do they pick the right deck for them, Shannon?
The colour pie definitely matters the most. I would say do research, find out what the colour pie, like what it means, what it represents and things, and then really just think about your personality and your play style, how you want to play. And then you can go from there. And then with stuff like Magic Madhouse, you can like filter like your budget as well.
That's a good point. Yeah. If you have a certain budget, then you don't have to spend. Because I remember when I started, I was seeing all these different decks, and they all had like, some of them had crazy prices. Like you don't have to pay 60, 70, 80 pound for a pre-con. Like the only reason they're that price is because they're very hard to get hold of now and they had high demand. They're not necessarily better, sometimes they're just more popular. So I would definitely say as well, like I remember when I started, I wanted Lord of the Rings decks, like I generally did. But I was like, I've never played Magic and I wasn't sure if this was going to be like a phase, because we've done that with card games before where we just buy some of the cards and then we don't really end up playing. So the idea of dropping 60 quid on a pre-con was like, yeah, crazy. And the Ahoy Mateys pre-con was £30. So I was like, I'm just gonna get this, and then if I don't like the game, it's fine. I've only paid £30. And then if I enjoy the game more, I'll buy the Lord of the Rings deck later. Funny fact is that I did end up buying that Lord of the Rings deck, and I can tell you right now, I enjoy that £30 Ahoy Mateys Precon way more than the Lord of the Rings deck.
Yeah, I would say you play with that.
100%. So that was like the best purchase ever. And I see you people out there talking crap on the Ahoy Mateys Precon, saying it was the worst one, but.
No, he pops off with it.
I
It's
pop
good,
off with that
yeah.
deck. But I've edited it. I will say that. But I love that deck. Like, show it some love, and it will give it to you back tenfold. Cool. Okay. So yeah, that's our sort of thoughts on playing Commander after like a year of playing in. Like, for me, I think it's a fantastic game. What's been the biggest thing for me is the whole board game feel. Being able to play with multiple people is just such a fun experience, and being able to combine like that board game feel with a card game is because I've played board games before and always really enjoyed it, but like, you know, there's something about card games that I've always just loved. The idea of like building a deck that's like something that's like, you know, based on your own personality,
Yeah, I
and
think
sort
that's
of
my favourite.
love that. So like the fact that I can do that and at the same time have like a board gamey feel playing with multiple players and stuff is next level. Like generally, like the amount I've never laughed so much during playing a game of Commander. Like those pop-off moments where it's like, oh my god, what did they just do? Like the crazy stuff that you can do. Like it just, and every game is different. Every game is different. The fact that it's 100 card singleton, I would love that as well.
I do love that aspect, that it's one of each card.
Yeah.
Because it just gives you a chance to play with all these different things rather than being
Yeah.
like, oh, I want 4 of this because I just want to play it more.
Yes. Yeah.
You can actually...
In that way, actually, even though deck building Commander is complicated, it's actually kind of nice because if you like a card, you don't have to worry about how many copies you need to run because you're just like, I can only have one anyway.
Because I don't know about you, but when I was building my Mabel deck on Archidecks, like I was like, I kept on going above 100 because I was like trying to pick all these cards. So it would make it more
definitely
harder
had that issue.
if I had more copies of,
Yeah.
it'd be more of an issue.
Yeah.
So I just feel like there's so much good cards in Magic that it's just nice
Yes.
to have to play with it all.
The fact that you don't have to, with Commander, you don't have to just play the latest cards. You could generally just build a deck of cards 20 years ago. Probably wouldn't be very good, but you could, you know, like and that's so cool. I love that. Like you don't, even though it's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of all this new stuff, the reality is you don't have to. Like you could just build, there's so much cards out there that is just cool, that if you're like us and new, every card is new to you, you know, so you don't even have to get the new stuff because the old stuff is also new, you know. Like I find that when I'm doing like research for my videos and stuff, I'm like, oh, this card is cool, like this card is cool, what is this? So yeah, that's what I love about the game. You know, I really love that. The fact that you can build these 100 card decks and every game feels different because you can play your deck 5 times and you can still come across a card and go, oh crap, I've never drawn this. You know, this is crazy.
I've had that a couple of
times. Yeah. I saw you playing cards the other day and I was like, I've never seen you play that card. You know?
I have it in my head. I'm like, I never even had this in there. But another aspect that I like about it is that if you want to stay with a set for a while, you can. Because with me, I have all these deck building plans. And like I said, with Vanguard, I hated that there was a time limit on that.
Yeah, if you don't build your deck now, it's going to be irrelevant in a few months.
Yeah, and it's going to be shit, and it's not going to win. And
yeah.
I was really struggling with that because I remember with Vanguard, there was just so many decks that I wanted to build from like sets previous, whereas now I don't have to rush.
There's no rush.
It's fine.
Okay. You can just skip the crappy sets, okay? Everyone complaining about hat sets and now every Magic is just this character in a hat. Just skip it. Vote with your wallet. Don't buy it, you know? And then you see something you do like, Tarkir Dragonstorm drops that absolute banger, then you just go all out on that. And then you are communicating to Wizards, hey, this is what I want. Give me more of this. I like that. Okay, cool. So that's like positives. Let's talk negatives. Let's talk negatives. What do you think is maybe not bad about Magic, but what could make it better, do you think? What could make Magic the Gathering or Commander a better game?
Yeah, this is tough. I'm always good at like saying what I like. I'm terrible at saying
What do
I
you
don't like.
dislike about it? Or what would you do to make the game better? Do you think? Okay, so I'll start things off, and then you can have a little
I'm a
think.
very positive person.
Yeah. So there's a few things, right? So my biggest thing is that I'm quite a big like lore head. I like going really deep into just like learning about the lore and stuff, because Magic the Gathering doesn't have like an anime. It doesn't have like for example, like with Yu-Gi-Oh and Vanguard, they had animes and stuff, and then you could like see the anime, get excited to play the cards. Magic the Gathering doesn't have that. It has its own story, which is cool. But one, like these stories, the recent stories of like Magic sets that have been out recently, I find are really hit and miss. They're very rushed because they're in such a short space of time. Like they only get like a few episodes where you can get to read through this little story, but they are essentially short stories, and you have no way to like form a strong bond with any of the characters. So that I don't like. And also from that, I have found that most players they're not really interested in the story behind the cards. Like if I'm talking from my own people that I play with Magic with, like yourself and our cousin and like my friend who's recently started playing with us and people we played in the past and stuff, like I've found that most people just don't really give a shit about the lore. So I think that there must be a reason for that. And I think maybe Wizards could do more to like
Bring
promote,
us into the world.
bring us into the world of Magic the Gathering.
I would like more like reading material.
You would like more reading material?
Yeah, I'd like to like actually have like a physical book.
Okay. Is that what puts you off reading like the Planeswalkers guides and the laws because they're not in a book form? I think I have told you before.
Also,
like,
just like I like the idea of having like a book with like cool art on it and like collecting it.
yeah. Yeah, I would love
I would
books.
like
Warhammer do this so well. Like they have the Black
That's
Library.
what I'm talking about. I can picture. Like,
It's so good.
Warhammer.
But there have been the odd Magic the Gathering books in the past, from what I know, but they've not been very good. So I just think they should invest way more into the story, because I think we're not going to go into this today because it's a whole other topic. But the whole thing of like Magic the Gathering's IP not being strong enough to like push the product, so they're using Universes Beyond to do it. I think they should put more energy into strengthening their own IP, because I think that would resolve a lot of the issues that people have at the moment with the game. But they are making a film, supposedly, a series. So if that pops off, then I think that's going to be a huge thing for the game and will cover a big weakness. Because, yeah, I think, like, if you have these legendary creatures, when I see this like legendary creature, I want to know the story behind this character, you know? And though I may go off and like read about it and stuff like that, so it upsets me sometimes when I see like people playing with the cards and stuff and they just have no idea sort of like what they're playing with, or they can't really appreciate sort of, you know, the story or like the work that the artist has put into, you know, creating this character and stuff like that. So yeah, that would be so for me, I think, is that they should do more to push the story and the stuff. I think that's definitely a big thing for me. But yeah, what about you?
I like a bit more of like the whole social aspect, because they just have it and I enjoy it so much. I just like to put more of that into
more the social aspect. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, just like obviously it has like Magic on, just like
okay.
And then
like events. Is that what you're saying?
like,
I do agree with the more events thing. Like no Magicon in Europe. Come on, man, Wizards. What are you doing to us? Like Magicon Amsterdam was the most fun experience that I've had playing Magic. It was amazing. It sold out pretty much. Like it sold out. Like it filled this huge hall. Like there was thousands of people at this event. It was successful. Why is it not here?
Do you know what I would really like? So I like the signing and meeting the artist aspect of MagicCon. It would be cool if they because I know they do like a Commander only kind of events, don't they?
Yes, yeah, they do like Command Fest.
It would be cool to do like a little signing thing, like just like art, like stores of artists, maybe.
Yeah, Yeah,
So you can like actually meet like more opportunities to meet the
more
artists and
opportunities to meet the artists. Yes,
Yeah,
like
'cause
these
that probably
artists
helps with
need the
stream
recognition.
times. Yeah.
Like they are so talented. I agree. Yeah,
I think
just
that'll
more
be quite
opportunities.
cool.
Yeah, especially for us in the UK and stuff like that. I know like America get a little bit more love, but yeah, and it's so cool as well because I like never did that for any other card game. So the fact that like, you know, they do, I would say I would give them that credit. They definitely do a good job at like bringing the artists to their events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd say the artists get way more recognition in Magic the Gathering than they do in any other card games.
Yeah.
But just more, you
Yeah.
know?
Like actual like events like where it's just signing, I guess, or something.
Yeah. Oh, an event exclusively for meeting the
Yeah,
artists.
that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool, but I don't know how successful that would be. I think
Yeah.
they'd have to incorporate some element
maybe
of
it's just
play in
something
the
I
games.
enjoy.
Just more Magic events.
Yeah,
More
just
Magic
more
events. I know it's hard because it doesn't. I don't know how much financially it benefits them, but yeah, it builds the community around the game, and I just think that's really really nice. So we're going to finish off with our fondest Magic the Gathering memory. So we've already touched on Magic on Amsterdam. For me, that was by far one of my fondest memories. Like just being surrounded and completely immersed in the hobby is just something so incredible. If you live in the USA and you have not been to a MagicCon yet, then go to Las Vegas or I can't remember where the other one is. Atlanta. It's the Atlanta at the end of the year.
They have like a
go.
few options.
Just go because it's the best thing ever. Like it's so fun. There's so much to do there, and I am so hoping that they have one in Europe next year because I'm super gutted because I wish I could be there, but I can't afford £600 for a flight over there. So yeah, so that was my fondest memories. Specifically for MagicCon, I don't know. Like there was so many good memories, but yeah, just meeting new people, like the social aspect, just sitting down with complete strangers and playing a game. Like when you get good people to play with, it's so fun. When you get that twat at the LGS, that rather, I don't know, they stink or they're just like, you know, they're just like socially weird, then it kind of puts a bitter taste.
Well, that's
in your
what I
mouth.
meant
But
about
when you get
with
some good
more
peeps, it's lovely.
social gatherings though, because then hopefully that could bring more people that are just like better socially and stuff like that. Because I feel like the whole stereotype is people that play the game weird and
Yeah.
don't know how to interact with people. Whereas
So you
I
think
if you
more
bring them out
social
to
events.
they could actually still
They could
like
learn
the
social
hobby.
skills.
Yeah, like you know, you can enjoy like the hobby, but then you can learn how to socialize with people.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's a good shout. It's a good shout. Make Magic even more about the gathering.
Yeah.
Shannon, your fondest memory.
I would say I was very lucky where during our year in, my birthday landed on my 25th birthday, so it was like a big one. And what I wanted to do was a Lord of the Rings sealed with my brother and cousin.
Yes.
So we got a booster box.
Yes.
We did, I think, a sealed and a draft.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but
I
we
think
started
so.
with the sealed. It was really good.
So fun. So fun. Lord of the Rings is such a good set. I want to do it again.
Yeah.
I would do it again, 100%. But there's so much fun stuff. But Tarkir Dragonstorm's coming out, so you know, maybe we can recreate that. Playing sealed is great fun, guys. Great fun.
I do want to play sealed with older sets, like.
Yes. Yeah. If you can go back and do a sealed of an older Magic set, which one would you choose?
I actually do have a picture of it. So
You have a picture of it?
I screenshotted the picture so that I can remember when we talk about doing a sealed, we can then do it.
Ah.
So I've already like picked it out without your permission.
Okay.
This one.
Oh, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, like the
Yeah.
Japanese set, 100%.
I think that'd be really
I would
fun.
love to do that. So like Neon Dynasty is where they started becoming a bit more modern. It's when Magic first sort of was testing the waters with making it less fantasy-esque and more like, you know, they had more sci-fi, not sci-fi, but like they had like more robots and stuff like that in it. I believe so. It was they were kind of going more down that route, but it was really well received. You could say like that was it done properly, not like you know some of the other hat stuff that we're not going to talk about in this podcast. But yeah, 100% would love to do Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. For me, what set I would love to go back and do that we've not explored. There's so many good ones. So I've got a few. Original Ixalan, because we first did Lost Cannons of Ixalan, but I know there's other Ixalan ones that I would love to do. I think that could be super, super fun. Going back to Dragons of Tarkir or Khans of Tarkir would be really fun as well. So I'm trying to think if there's like an actual, like completely new plane that we haven't explored. I don't even know. I don't know from the top of my head. Maybe Zendikar, because it gives off very like Avatar vibes, which is very, very cool.
Wilds of Eldraine.
Wilds of Eldraine. Yeah, or just Eldraine in general. Yeah. Any Eldraine set would be cool. But yeah, so that wraps that up. Our first episode of the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Maybe we'll do more. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I've quite enjoyed it. So
yeah.
Yes, guys. Let us know in the comments below. Are you thinking about starting Magic the Gathering? Did you find this podcast helpful in any way? Did you think Lady was cute? And yeah, hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.
Bye.